Excited to be here and talk a little bit about the workforce skills for the ecotech industry and the things we all need to help make our world a bit more sustainable and better for all. So the slide up here is a personal story of those transferable skills and those 10 individual skills that are needed today for the ecotech world. But as you'll see, transferable skills kind of cross generations, industries, and people. So the young gentleman up there, I'm proud to say, is my dad, Tom Shea. And he started out as the firstborn Irish Catholic in New York and was set to become a priest. So at 12 years old, my grandparents sent him off to a teaching order, I believe the Franciscan monks, and he was gone, and he was going to be a professor and a priest. Thankfully for me, that did not happen, but he did get his master's degree in mathematics and became a teacher, and not just any teacher, but a teacher at St. Thomas Aquinas. So Sister John Norton hired him, and also the same year he was hired, you might have heard of this guy, he was the football coach and the athletic director, George Smith. Who left quite a legacy. But what's interesting about Tom Shea is he kind of got the itch to start his own company and be an entrepreneur. And that's that third photo of him outside of his condo in Fort Lauderdale, dressed up with that impressive briefcase and tie from the late 70s to start Right Management, which I'm privileged to be the president of today. And he was able to do that not because he got an MBA or got a degree in finance, but because he utilized his transferable skills from navigating the teaching world to today. And the other unique fact, which I didn't have much choice in, was going to St. Thomas, which actually turned out to be quite a blessing. The first day of school for me, as a freshman, the first person to introduce themselves to me happens to be my wife today as well. So this is a cool opportunity for me to come back and share a little bit of the story of what St. Thomas has meant to us. Now, getting into those transferable skills, for ecotech and the workforce to navigate today, the first one that we think about, which is what's great about the education we're getting, is you guys are taking a lot of classes, all different types of topics, and that's going to be even more important. So critical thinking and problem solving will continue to be something that we need to flex as a skill in order to solve complex challenges and look at things from a critical mindset. The second thing, adaptability and resilience. So some of the topics, specifically technical skills that you might be learning today, might be obsolete by the time you graduate college. So adaptability and the ability to relearn and learn something all over again is going to be something that's going to accelerate, and AI is a great example of that, right? So utilizing and learning basic code at one point was a big deal. Understanding foundations are great, but now AI will probably utilize a lot of that. So therefore, individuals and people have to learn new types of skills through that as well. Communication and storytelling, that's something Tom Shea excelled at, and you could see that on the slide of him, presenting mathematics, which is not the most exciting topic, but somehow making it fun and having that human element of storytelling drives continual improvement and value to you guys as well. The fourth one, digital and data literacy. Everyone's job today has some type of tech involvement, right? You could be a finance individual, you could be a marketing individual. You are utilizing data and utilizing some type of digital component to help you drive it. So being able to understand those skills and learning those skills will continue to drive value and employability for you. Entrepreneurial mindset and self-management. So what we do is we help individuals find jobs, right? And my grandfather had one employer for life. So my dad now would go out and present and tell individuals, you have one employer for life today. And that one employer is yourself. It's your responsibility to make sure you're learning the most relevant skills and taking advantage of what changes are happening. And the more you can kind of accept that and acknowledge that, the more successful someone will be. Through a gig economy to working for a company for a short amount of time, providing that value and doing those individual roles and resources, and you knowing what's coming next will help you guys as well. Cross-disciplinary collaboration. So in the ecotech world, solving complex challenges like climate change and global warming, you need to partner not just with the finance team, right? So you're going to need to be able to have some type of foundation in cross-collaboration of different disciplines. So finance, engineering, technology, all of those things, the more you can understand and have some type of acknowledgement, understanding, ability to navigate those things, the more marketable and valuable someone will be. Leadership and ethical decision making. In today's world, with the different challenges and quick fixes, the ability to have that moral compass and the ability to stand up for the values and beliefs that you have will just make us that much more successful and a better place to live for all of us. So being able to communicate, inspire, motivate, and stand up to the tough things in the life in our world is also something that's really important. Creativity and innovation. So we all need to ask why as much as my 7-year-old likes to ask me why. The ability to understand and question and ask and have the acknowledgement that you might be failing or not doing well and asking understanding is so important in today's world, because that's also how adults learn really well. As kids, it's accepted, but as you grow and feeling like a fool or getting laughed at, that's something we all have to get over and be able to acknowledge and be able to continue to learn. Especially in ecotech and venture capital, where creativity and innovation is part of failure, right? So in order to experiment, things are going to go wrong. And that's where we need to understand that and have that mindset, as opposed to what some might have now in high school of saying, hey, I have to do everything perfect, I have to get great grades. As you grow in these careers, it's a normal part of experimentation and curiosity, and that's just a skill that one needs to continually have the durability to go forward with. Emotional intelligence. So a key competency in leadership is emotional intelligence. And what is that? Really, it's basic empathy, understanding others' perspectives. And if you can have empathy and understand where other people are coming from, the better and also the more successful you'll be at getting individuals to accomplish big, hairy, audacious goals, and also hopefully getting along a little bit better while trying to do that. And then sustainability and systems thinking. Systems thinking is a big word, but it's basically just saying, hey, how does politics work into our world, and how does the industry that we're in affect this, and how do the laws affect this, and all of that coming together to make a more sustainable world. So, not looking at a myopic way of viewpoint, but saying, okay, what are the bigger factors here? How does this all come together? And that ability will drive, the skills necessary. So these 10 skills, if we can, you don't have to be a master of all of them, but that being said, the future is from the ability to have these type of skills. So in order to just continually reinforce and develop those things, will make you a successful, hireable, marketable individual to find a career specifically in ecotech. All right, so that being said, we're going to spend a lot of our time in the working world, having different jobs, trying to do different things. And I think it's an important perspective to kind of understand, hey, what drives us to have a purposeful, meaningful life? And the young gentleman on the right, the painting of him happens to be our very own St. Thomas Aquinas. And he wrote about what is happiness, and a big part of that is that higher purpose, that deeper piece of what happens not just in this world, but in the next, and how important it is to have a meaningful life with God and having the perspective that it's not just while we're here, but also in the afterlife. And that can drive, the decisions we make today and provide quite a meaningful experience as we go through this. Now, that being said, I still have to pay rent. Now, I still have to feed my kids. They want to go to Disney World every year. I'd like to go skiing once in a while. So also, I have to figure out the type of work that I do, and is that something that's meaningful for me? And that's where this Japanese kind of viewpoint called ikigai gives you 4 perspectives to say, okay, when you're working, what are the key things that will be really impactful, right? And that's vocation, profession, mission, and passion. So when the 4 of them come together in the work that you're doing, you will have a pretty engaged and impactful life. I'm sure people have heard, what do you want to be when you grow up? You got to follow your passion. Well, one of the most watched TED Talks last year was by a professor named Scott Galloway, and he's a business marketing professor, and he has a unique perspective on that. So when you follow your passion, but that passion has no real worldly demand, or you can't get paid for it, all that is a hobby. So this framework kind of helps wrap all that up of saying, okay, what can I do that's something I want to do, that I'm passionate about, that the world needs, that's a calling for us, and that we could really make a difference in our day-to-day lives as well. So, combining both the higher purpose of what St. Thomas teaches us, and then also in that working world perspective can help drive that. And what that brings up is our ecotech opportunity here. Governments and businesses are investing billions of dollars into this infrastructure, both in renewables, sustainable materials, and smart grid energy technology. Now, all that being said, the jobs that are there or the skills that are needed are still growing as well. So some of these jobs haven't even been created yet. So that's why skills are so important, because when you have the skills, therefore the roles that are created, you can then implement and execute on and actually help make this green tech industry a reality for much of our world. So here are just an example of some of those roles that are coming, but based on those skills, it's not so much, hey, I want to get a job. So the mindset and the purpose is to say, let's not focus on just one role, because those roles are going to change and they're going to continue to change. But if you focus on skills and the skills that you're learning, then you will have a much more opportunity to grow in these types of careers, make an impact, and then also make a little bit of a difference in the world as well. So, for example, that interdisciplinary thinking, the roles here are working with scientists and technologists and engineers in order to solve those bigger challenges in whether it be more renewable type of energy or climate change. The ability for us to have ethical leadership and saying, hey, what can we do that's right for the environment, and not only today but also for future generations, that's the type of leadership we need to really drive impactful change. And that skill will be invaluable, not only for us, but for future generations. What I ask of you guys today is to really become lifelong learners. It's really important to say, hey, do not have the mindset of once I get my college degree, I'm done, because the college degree will be very specific and it could very well likely become outdated. And that's also where higher education needs to adapt, right? So specifically for clean energy, it's because it is interdisciplinary, higher education needs to work on that cross-college collaboration. And how can you as a student become more exposed to all of those different viewpoints? And the other key thing, because of the skills gap in there, we need more apprenticeship type of interns and opportunities for us to grow and develop this growing technology for everyone to utilize. And then businesses are not alone. They need to invest in their talent in order to take advantage of and embrace clean tech and energy, and utilizing those key skills that are so vital for today. The future of clean tech is in people, not just technology, but the skills that we learn and invest today will definitely have an impact in the world we live in tomorrow. Thank you.